wild at heart. That's what they say about the African country of Namibia. Home to some of the world's most spectacular wildlife, Namibia is one of only a few nations to specifically address habitat conservation and protection of natural resources in their constitution. In the latest of our series of reports from Namibia, Transworld Sport headed to the port city of Walvis Bay to meet up with a young man who's beginning to make a name for himself in the equestrian world.
I normally talk a lot with my horses. That's one of the things I do all the time. If I'm riding the horse, I sort of tell him something like, "Hey boy, come on." If we go into a difficult class, I'm like, "Hey boy, come on. No, we're here. No, we need to show that we belong here. We can't just ride here and fool around." And the feeling is like it's incredible actually. Sometimes we riders, we take it for granted, like when we sit on the horse, because there are people actually that would actually kill to be on the horse, just to get that feeling.
20-year-old Salom Nghinanamito is a two-time Namibian national show jumping champion. Born in the remote northern Ohangwena region, which borders Angola, his journey in the sport began when his father Thomas travelled 900 kilometres south to Walvis Bay in search of work. The Gebhardt family, who owned the Walvis Bay stables, offered Thomas modest accommodation and a small wage in return for his work as a stable boy. More importantly, they offered Salom the chance to study at the local school. At the age of 5 and unable to speak a word of English, Salom moved here to Walvis Bay to live with his father and to study.
He studied hard, and I'm grateful to the Gebhardts who took me in. They helped raise my son, from feeding him to helping him with his homework.
We decided he needs to start horse riding because there are a lot of English children, you know, they all talk English with the horses, and that was basically why he started, was to learn the language. And then we just realized, you know, he really has talent for it, and, you know, he grew with every time, you know, every lesson, everything, you know, you could really see that this one is going to be a really good horse rider one day. So from actually needing to learn English, you know, it became his sport, and, you know, what really got him where he is now.
Although his sister has also moved to Walvis Bay, Salom's mother still lives in the village where he was born. Since he's been here, 2 female role models in Salom's life have been sisters Uti and Susie Gebhardt. Susie is the manager of the equestrian centre and has been instrumental in Salom's success on the horse.
He is a crowd pleaser. When Salom rides into the arena, everybody drops everything and just watches him ride, because it's such a pleasure to see him ride. That makes me very proud to see that they're interested in him.
With his horse Incognito, Salom established himself as a top show jumper in Namibia, and he's garnered respect from many of his international peers in the equestrian world. However, a lack of adequate resources and significant finances mean that Salom is unlikely to become a professional rider.
I can say we have capable riders that could actually jump as high as the Olympics, and unfortunately the country is still too small to really compete at in the 1.60 m classes. We do have horses. We have horses that can go in the 120, 130, and sometimes in the 140 class. But from there on, you stop being amateur and you rather go into professional riding. And Namibia is not yet, I don't think they're at the point yet where we can have professional riders, because equestrian sport is still small.
With a professional career seemingly unattainable, Salom has found a new goal to work towards. Thanks to generous sponsors and the help of a scholarship program, he's studying veterinary science at the University of Namibia. Now in his second year, Salom is one of the top students in his class.
I'm very happy because my son is studying hard and he will have a great job. He'll be able to help his family and he won't end up like me, struggling hard. Even if I wanted to do something good for my family, I wasn't able to do so because I just couldn't afford it.
Namibia, there's not enough equestrian vets. Like, there isn't any equestrian vets, and I was like, maybe I should become a vet and specialize into horses, because then we at least have somebody here who can help the other vets or talk to the other vets and tell them what's actually wrong with the horse.
Equestrianism has already given Salom plenty in his life, and he believes that it will be instrumental in shaping his future.
In the future, I would still want to continue riding. I get myself quiz incognitus, not the youngest, and keep him still, and then hopefully try and find another good horse, a youngster, try and take him up as far as possible. And I would like to work, probably open up a vet, animal equestrian clinic somewhere here close by.
If anybody can achieve anything that they want and that they dream of, I think it will be Salom. And he wants to become a vet, and he will become a vet. He wants to become a FEI vet, that's still further, that he says, I want to be a FEI vet. I want to travel the world as a FEI vet, and I think he will definitely. Probably still competing as he goes along.
I start feeling out of place if I don't ride, so it feels like it's where I belong, and I'm happy when I'm on the horse, and yeah, it's just, yeah, you can't describe it.